child has been spoiled.
Okay.
That is another.
All right, absolutely. Sumit, I want to bring you into the conversation as well. Sumit, I want to understand from your perspective, why do you think Pakistan then decided to engage in diplomatic conversations in only 3 countries, keeping perhaps budgetary constraints aside? India's 33 versus Pakistan's 3. Why do you think those 3 specifically?
Devgaji, thank you for having me on your show. There are a lot of connotations here. The first and the most important thing is, look, even, just a wild thought, even if you look at the GDP, we're more than 10 times of that. The auqat utni hai. So let them, be consigned and confined to the auqat they have. That's not a real point. But coming to the real point, look, Pakistan is trying very hard to not to be branded as a terrorist state. Pakistan is trying very hard to have a facing in the Umayyad. Pakistan is trying very hard to have a face to the Turkey. Pakistan has kind of dismayed the Turkey's weapon sales. Pakistan has put the Chinese defense and Chinese weaponry at question. Pakistan has even rattled Azerbaijan and all the people who were helping him. After a multinational coalition against India, still Indian army whacked them and beat the shit out of them, sorry to be direct, and that is what the reality of the world is. Now, after all the rhetorics and after the theatrics of Pakistan, they realized one thing, that the Operation Sindoor will not only expose Pakistan, it will expose China, it will expose Turkey and Azerbaijan, who have been hand in gloves with them. What about those people of Turkey possibly who got killed? And what about the Chinese technicians who got killed in the Operation Sindoor? All those things will start coming out of there. And this 17 PL-15s, which were duds, we have jammed their radars. We have done everything possible on earth to tell them, send them a very solid message. Now, let me take you 2 days back. 2 days back, Asim Munir was addressing these vice chancellors of the Pakistani universities, where he said Kashmir is the thing, and we are not going to negotiate anything on Kashmir. And he also said that, we cannot ever negotiate or compromise on Kashmir. And if water is not flowing into Pakistan, it's an act of war. Now, next day, Quetta, Shahbaz Sharif addresses the military and says that all our friends, including Turkey, China, and Saudis, have said, don't come here. If you want to come here, if you have something trade or mutually beneficial things, come and talk to us. Otherwise, we are not interested in giving you any money. He said, quote unquote, I am not going to go along with Field Marshal Asim Munir with a begging bowl. Even Saudis, Qataris, and everybody possibly had said, no more Pakistan, no more begging bowl. So that is the point number 2, because you have been whacked. Point number 3, you look at Shanghai dialogue, which happened in Singapore, I think yesterday or 2 days back, wherein his junior, Shamshad, is talking of 3 things. He's talking of that the nuclear deterrence between India and Pakistan has lowered substantially. He's talking of that there can be a nuclear flashpoint because of Kashmir. Kashmir is not negotiable. Water has been weaponized, which is an act of war. And if the war breaks out between India and Pakistan, the whole of Asia Pacific will be an eventual casualty to it. And if war breaks out and there's a nuclear kind of a strike, so you will not have investments coming in, you will not have development happening, your businesses will suffer. So what should we do? Third-party mediation is the only way out. And he makes a very compelling point. He says, the moment we don't bring up Kashmir, the people get an impression everything is hunky-dory in Kashmir. But when the accident or incident happens, then Kashmir becomes the focal point. So he in a way is threatening that we'll keep on bringing something or the other so that Kashmir remains the focal point. And on the top of that, he threatens that, look, we cannot compromise our position on Kashmir. This is decided. We are not going to do that. And there's one more hyphenation, dangerous hyphenation, which is happening. Innocent lives were lost in Pahalgam, our sympathies, and there were innocent lives lost in Pakistan because the Indian army has targeted women and children and civilians. That is the connotation he throws. So in a way, if you look at that whole thing, and if you combine all the 3 together, it's a very clear message. The Pakistani army, which is a jihadi army, believes in Iwan Taqwa, Jihad Fizibillah, says we want to do the holy war with India. We are not going to stop. Pakistani politician is playing the game. Bhai, mere haath mein to kuch hai nahi. I have nothing. I'm such a helpless person. I can't do anything. And at the end of the day, when the Indian diplomatic pressures are reaching the sky high, what they are doing, at least they are trying to go and do that space saving to make sure at least 2-3 important countries intervene and they are not branded as a terrorist state. And over on top of that, they can salvage whatever they can. Because Pakistan is in a salvage mode. It cannot do anything, but it can only do damage control. Well, damage control is not 10. We have brought it up to 8 or 7 or 9. If they do 10 out of 8, they will be doing a fantastic job.
Okay.
Because they can see now India's diplomatic onslaught is not what they can handle. handle, and India is going ahead and doing one important thing here is that what I understand Prime Minister Modi and for all these years is that he is not going to send any delegation after this. This is the first and last delegation. We have made our things clear to the world, and next time when we whack Pakistan and when we beat them black and blue, we are not going to answer anybody. No delegation, nothing. Operation Sindoor is on. It's on till perpetuity. And if we think Pakistan is up to something, we have the right to go and dismantle Pakistani assets and networks. Now, this is our last submission or omission, whatever you want, to the world. After that, our press briefing from MEA or a tweet for PMO should be good enough to say what is India's resolve. We have told you and explained your case. Beyond this, India, like United States of America, Russia or Israel, will have the right to protect its sovereignty, and we are not answerable to anybody. Let it be UN, let it be G20, let it be G7, let it be BRICS, let it be ITU2. We are not answerable to any. Ek baar aaya, bataya, samjhaya. That's it. After that, we'll do whatever is our best supreme national.
Okay.